Laura Scott patted her stomach and snuggled against her boyfriend, Cole Dawson. He tightened his arms around her and kissed her forehead gently as the warm Charleston breeze danced over them. They were in their favorite spot, sprawled on the soft grass and leaning against the big old oak tree that overlooked a shallow pond where a family of swans floated along. They'd come here on their first official date 2 years ago after getting ice cream cones and strolling through the park. The old tree had beckoned to them and gave a bit of privacy as they watched people walking along the water's edge. Laura sighed with happiness. On this sunny afternoon, a week after graduating from high school, she suddenly felt very adult and ready to take on the world, and relatively sure of her place in it. She glanced down at the modest diamond engagement ring she was wearing. Cole had given it to her a few days ago, and she couldn't stop staring at it. Her mother had been thrilled and relieved, considering. Laura hadn't ever really worried, though, except for the initial day of panic when she learned the news, and couldn't understand how it had happened, as they'd been so careful. Her doctor explained that the antibiotics she'd been taking for an ear infection had canceled out the birth control. She and Cole had already talked about getting married, though, and having children. She loved kids, and he said he wanted a house full of them, though neither one of them had expected to get started quite so early. It did change their plans a bit. "I'll have to let Montana State know that I won't be attending after all. Hopefully Clemson will still let me in." Laura was planning to be an elementary school teacher. "Of course they will. They did accept you. And if it's too late for this year, you can do community college and then start up fresh in the fall." "That could work. How do you think your father will take it? Do you want me to come with you?" Laura noticed a muscle clench in Cole's jaw and knew that he was dreading the conversation that he needed to have with his father. "He's back tonight, and we're having dinner at the club. I thought that might be a good place to tell him. He can't go too crazy if we're out in public, especially there." Cole's father could be intimidating, and although she'd offered to join Cole, to support him, Laura was actually glad that she wouldn't be there. As sure as Cole was about getting married, she knew that his father was going to give him a hard time about it. Dalton Dawson was a big deal in Charleston. No one knew exactly how much he was worth, but it was rumored to be multiple billions. He was a real estate developer with holdings all over the country. He was smart, driven, and Laura suspected a bit ruthless. She didn't particularly care for the man. He and Cole couldn't be more different. Where his father was hard and ambitious, Cole was sensitive, caring, and creative. His dream was to be a country music artist. Laura suspected that Cole took after his mother, who had once been a singer too. She'd never had the chance to meet her, as she died a year before she and Cole started dating. But he spoke of her often and played some of her old recordings for Laura. She had a lovely voice. She had softened his father's edges, and they'd been madly in love. When she died 6 months after being diagnosed with lung cancer, his father changed. He threw himself into work even more and recently found a new focus. He was determined to be the governor of South Carolina, which was another reason he wasn't going to like their news. Dalton Dawson was a staunch Republican, and conservative family values were a key part of his platform. His son knocking up a teenager who lived in a trailer park with her alcoholic mother wasn't going to go over well. He'll just have to deal with it. People have babies all the time, and at least we're getting married. I told him over a month ago that I was going to ask you to marry me, so that won't be a surprise." Laura chuckled. "He tried to talk you out of it, I imagine?" "Well, yes. He said we're too young, for one thing." Cole looked like he was going to say something else, then thought better of it, and Laura imagined that his father had shared a few more reasons as to why their getting married wasn't a good idea. He didn't think she was good enough.